Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Rush Racing. Round number 5 was Miami, but now it is going to be the lovely Mexico circuit for round 5. Short qualifying here for Division 1. Yes, we do have a slight change. Mexico has taken over instead of Miami across all 6 divisions. I think it was done very, very quickly. Obviously, a few problems to the track, which is a bit of a shame because Miami has given Rush some great spectacles along the way in history of sim racing. Good evening and welcome, and I am your host, SJ, in the comms, and I'm joined by the new Alpine driver of Division 6, Nishka.
Yeah, good evening, SJ. Excited for a good round of Division 1 racing from Mexico, 4.3 kilometre circuit, 17 turns. You expecting any major action from the first corner?
We'll have to wait and see there. Well, interesting to say the least. But we'll wait and see what happens going into the first corner. But first of all, let's take a rewind and let's go over to the recap last week with Singapore round number 4. So these are your winners across all 6 divisions. Campbell Adams getting the win in the Visa, and then also a double win there as well because Sleepy Gamer took out Division 2 in the Visa as well. Aben, a very impressive result for him in Singapore in the Aston. And then what a night for Ferrari in 4 and 5 of Protein Group. Lucas coming back from holiday, getting straight into it and taking a win. So fantastic to him. And Ranieri showing how much potential he has got, getting his first win of the season. I cannot believe we're saying that. First win of the season. And then, unfortunately, due to a mistake by the man on my left in the comms box, gave it to keeper in the Williams, which is great for the Williams team in Division 6, which I think is going to probably hound you for the rest of your time as a sim racer.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake from me last week there, giving keeper the win there, but good on him. That's his first win, so and good on the Williams boys there, starting to put things together.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to wait and see what happens this week. Team of the week has not been announced. Will be announced tomorrow. A little bit of catch up on the podcast, but we will be having the podcast tomorrow. It is a two-part podcast, so we'll be talking about Qatar and also Singapore as well. So we will be announcing round number 4 of Team of the Week. So do not want to miss that. Let's get straight into it. Here we go. So let's have a look who we've got on the grid tonight. We've got 19 in. We're waiting on one more. Hopefully he joins. Hopefully if he doesn't, then yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. Right, so we've got Maraki Don in the Alpine. Good to see him reserving and getting involved. He is reserving for Jake Attack, which is Chandler's. He's not making it tonight. We then got Dido reserving up from Division 2 in the Williams. We've got Dante in the Haas. In obviously the TP, we've got Danger reserving for Red Bull. Campbell Adams is in the wrong car. That just shows that people don't listen. But oh well, it is what it is. We'll obviously sort that out at the end of the stream. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. We've then got Illyrian in the McLaren, Fat Cat in the Aston, Jono in the Ferrari, Daniel Avocado reserving for should be, I think it is the Visa. Yep, that is the Visa. There you go. And you've got Wojciech Steg in the McLaren, Aiden's Maiden in the Alpine, Kelki in the Kick, Yuki Bear in the Ferrari, Def in the Mercedes, Keithy in the Kick, Squash Josh in the Red Bull reserving up tonight, JF7 in the Aston, Shifty Wizard reserving up tonight as well, and the One Truth in the Williams. One driver missing, which will be obviously in the Visa, which we'll have to wait and see where he turns up. We'll have to wait and see very soon. It's disconnecting there. Hopefully we don't have any more problems. We should be back live, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise if we did lose it. But yeah, not a bad grid tonight with that, Nishka.
Yeah, very good grid. I think I was looking at this race and I was seeing how close it is to the standings there. There's probably 4 or 5 drivers that I think are a real good chance of taking this one out. But anything can happen on this track too. Strategy is going to play a big part. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys go.
Yeah, we will indeed. There we go. Just have to wait and see what happens here. We've got a few messages coming in. No, it's fine. We'll continue. I'm not going to red flag it. We'll just let the guys go with those seats that they're in. We'll just obviously sort the results out at the end. And obviously we are waiting for one of the drivers. As Yuki Bear is out of qualifying.
I didn't catch what happened there. I didn't see that. That's very interesting outcome.
We'll have to wait and see what the onboard says. What's happened there? Obviously out of qualifying. 13 laps to go. 13 minutes to go. And what's happened? Obviously we've lost Yuki Bear. So I don't know what's happened there. Interesting, to say the least. We'll see what obviously the onboard say. What do you think we're going to see tonight? What do you think we're going to see at Mexico? We've done a lot of practice here. Tyre wear is the key here. What do you think we're going to see?
Yeah, tyre wear is a premium. It's going to be interesting to see whether these guys choose to go 2-stop or 1-stop, and which is going to be better. As we see, Kalki's put up a good lap there. There's a little banker, 1:14.6. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how far they can push them if they do choose to go to 1-stop, and yeah, how much the 2-stoppers catch them.
There we go. We've just seen Campbell Adams do a 1:14.239 and Jono do a 1:14.6. We're on an outlap of Dido, which we'll jump on. No, we'll jump off at the moment. Who else have we got coming through? Who is about to finish up their time? We've got Keithy. He looks like he's about to finish. No, it's not. It's Kalki that's about to finish. He goes up into third. Nishka is on comms with me tonight. Fat Cat going up to P2. Good position there. We've got Drama at the back. Let's have a look. We've still got Dido on an outlap. We've got the McLaren of Lyrian. He looks like he's coming into the pits. We've got Raki Don coming around the final corner. He's about to set a time. He's invalidated, so he's going to come into the pits as well. So a few invalidations there. We're going to jump on board with Dido for a flyer, which I'll take everyone away. He's gone very wide there, coming out the exit there. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We're still waiting on one driver to come through. So Wojciech Steg doing a 1:14.1. So here we go. We're jumping on board with Dido for a flyer. So here we go. 11 minutes in. And here we go, up, down at the main straight. Probably one of the longest of one of the tracks compared to obviously Vegas. Going all the way down the main straight here. DRS, burning a little bit DRS, going into the first corner. You've got to be so careful here that you could easily lose your time very easily there. Gets onto the curb very, very nicely there. Then gets onto the second curb. No, he doesn't. Goes a little bit wide there. You've got to be really good getting on the exit. Then going through the Louis Vuitton badge there, all the way down to the second part of the DRS zone to the next part. This is the windy part. This is where it's going to be the slowest part of the track. Really having to crest these corners, getting very, very nice and not losing too much. As you see the back end there, really pushing out a little bit, which is going to be interesting to see how he goes into the S's, because you do want that stability going for the S's, because this car will take you into the wall or your invalidation very, very easy. Very, very nicely through the S's at the moment. Low on the ERS though, 22%, down to 8%, burning as well as much as he can. Not much traffic in front, just getting past the McLaren there very nicely so far. 7% on the ERS, not really anything to burn in this closing part of the track. Getting to sector 3, really fighting the car in the last couple of corners there. Here we go, coming right round the corner, trying to get as much as he can onto the time, and he sets a 1:15.316 up into P9 behind his teammate.
Yeah, it's not too bad of a time there from Dido, but I think he'll be looking to improve on that. You can see probably wouldn't be happy with a couple of those turns there, losing the back, fighting that car. I think he'll be looking to wanting to improve after that one.
Indeed, as well. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. We're still waiting for one more driver to jump in, so hopefully he does. They can get that sorted. Is his teammate? Well, technically it's actually it's actually Daniel Avocado's teammate, but we're a bit of a change there. Can we watch JF7 please? Yeah, you can. Of course you can. You use those channel points, mate, and you can watch as many people as you want. Right, we've got Danger back in, so he's joined again, which is good to see. So he's down there in P17 in the pits at the moment. And who else we've got? We've got Wojciech Steg doing a time of 1:14. 1:26, and we've got Campbell Adams on an outlap, which will be viewed. Nishka, I'll let you take this one away when he's good to go. But a lot of these guys in the 14s at the moment. P1 down to P7.
Yeah, 14.1. Do you think we'll see these guys crack into the 113s? Looks very gettable at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. I think we could see a 113.9. Let's have a wait and see if the track does warm up a bit. We'll have to wait and see. But over to you. I'll let you take it away with Campbell Adams.
Yeah, so I'm just getting ready through this final sector here. This is probably the man we want to be on board with if we want to see a 113 as well. Just coming into the main straight. Burn that battery all the way down the straight, DRS on. Sticks to the very left of the track, looking to open up this right-hander. Right down to 50%. Takes the curb there. Nicely done. Back on the power, back on the battery. And he's going to look to come out to this right-hand side, into the left-hander. Probably missed that apex just a little bit there. Relatively tidy through there, back on the power, back on the battery. Puts it down to 40, coming into the S's. Nice and tidy, a little bit of battery through there to keep the momentum going. Should burn this all the way down into this next corner. Gets right out to the left, nicely done. Through sector 3, he looked to burn all the way down to the line now. Interesting to see, oh, just lost his rear a bit there. Could cost him some time. Yeah, it did.
There we go.
Back to you, SJ.
Thank you very much. 114.239, and no improvement there at the moment. Wojciech Steg taking pole position at the moment with a 114.1. We've got Yusuf in, which is good to see. So we've got full 20 people on the grid. Still an investigation, probably, to see what's going on there with Yuki Bear. We'll have to wait and see what the onboards say regarding that, as that's really unusual to see him out straight away. So, yeah, obviously 2 Noise are on board Stuart tonight, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We've still got a few guys still to set times. All the way down here, we've got Dante, Danger, Avocado, and Yusuf all still to set times at the moment. We've got a few of these guys into the 15s. A few of these guys still coming around the corner here, and it's going to be very interesting to see. Oh, we crashed. Okay, there you go. So we crashed out, unfortunately. So not the best of nights for Ferrari at the moment compared to Jono, where he's up into P3. Battling Campbell Adams and Wojciech Steg, and also Fat Cat as well, 14-3. So it looks like it's going to be a great battle between the Aston and the Ferraris at the moment. Further down, Danger is on a lap at the moment in that sector 2 in the Red Bull. Red Bull got to have a better week this week. Obviously, really good in the overalls last week. Not so far this week. Sorry, not the week before that. Definitely need a good result here, both of them.
Yeah, definitely. Both drivers need to get some points here for Red Bull. Get them back on track. Looking at the constructor standings in Division 1, it's quite tight between those sort of top 4 or 5 teams. So it'd be interesting to see which teams tonight can get their team off to a good start this week.
Definitely, as Danger goes up into P14 with 115.615 there. Doesn't actually improve on his teammate there. Squash Josh doing 115 flat, who is on a lap at the moment into sector 2. And we're going to see an improvement there. We've got 5 minutes to go of Mexico qualifying. Now just lost it in the S's. There you go. So there's your answer. If everyone wants to know what happened to Yuki, he lost it in the S's. Squash Josh at the moment in sector 2. Are we seeing an improvement? No, we're not. He's way off his time. Looks like he's going to be going again. So we'll jump on board with someone else. We've got Daniel Avocado just about to start. Dido is 3.5 tenths up on his time in sector 1, I think. It looked like it. No, he's not. He's easing off, letting the McLaren go through. We've got Yusuf on an out lap at the moment, who's about to start. We've got Dante's about to start. So 116s. To 114s. Are we going to see an improvement there? As Steg is in to sector 2 at the moment. Here's pole position. Are we seeing an improvement in that sector 2? Going up into the S's. The worst place you can be in Mexico. Will it get anyone tonight? We'll have to wait and see. Our audience will be probably glued to the S's to see what happened here. In sector 2, is Steg up on his time? Yes, he is. Nearly just under a tenth That'll put into nearly a 114 flat. This could be pushing into 39s. Let's have a look. Coming into the last couple of corners, you can lose it through the stadium section very easily there. Wojciech Steg, is he going to take pole position? Is he going to improve? 114.022. Yes, he does, but he doesn't get into the 13s. That now gives Campbell and Jono a massive opportunity, Nishka, to try and take Wojciech Steg off the top there, which obviously is going to be interesting to see if Wojciech Steg can get back into the pits with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, that was still a very good lap, isn't it? There, just failing to break into the 113s, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting now. Can Campbell, Adams, and Jono find that time, or even somebody else with the track getting that little bit more rubbered in?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. We're going to have an on board there with Kalki from Baltsaru. We've got 28 people tuning in. Let's have a look, see what happens tonight. I'm surprised we haven't seen a 13 yet. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, Meowie. Can still be done. Wojciech Steg doesn't look like he's going to be able to go again. He's going to be very careful. He doesn't get in the way of anyone else and get impeded. He doesn't want that. We're going to go a little further down. We've got anyone on lap at the moment. We've got Dante, so we can keep on board with Dante. Kalki is on an out lap, so we'll jump on board with him in a second. Are we going to see an improvement here? Or let's have a look where Dante is. He's down there in P18 at the moment. Let's have a look. 15%, 14%, 9%, 8% in ERS up into the 6. Coming through to the stadium section. Give the crowd a nice little lovely wave, as Sergio Perez would always get a massive roar coming through that stadium section here, as it is his home track. Here we go. Let's have a look what Dante's going to do. Is he going to improve from P18? Goes up in the P6. What a quality time that is. 1:14.657, and he cements both the kicks there, and we're going to have Kalki jumping on board soon. But what a qualifying lap that was from Dante. P17 to P6. Impressive, I've got to say the least. Oh, Daniel Avocado, 5. Good place penalty there for a collision with JF7. And on board with Kalki is about to start. And I'll let you take this one away again, Nishka, if you want.
Yeah, I'll take it away, mate. Yeah, but Dante there, under that pressure, that's a massive lap, man. That's very good from him. Go, Kalki into the straight. On that power, burn that battery all the way down. Looking to open up this corner as much as you can. You want to carry your momentum through here. Just ride these curbs to the outside. Oh, a bit loss of rear end there. That's going to cost him some time. It's through here, okay. Just going to have to keep the rest of this lap nice and tidy now. Try and make up that time. See how he goes through the S's here. Really throws the car in there. Nice and tidy through the S's. On that power, burn that battery all the way down. Into the right hander. Takes a lot of the curb. Nicely done getting out of the way there. Second half of this lap's been very tidy. Let's see where the time's at. He doesn't improve. I think he'd be disappointed with that little mistake there that cost him. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, definitely very unfortunate. As One Truth goes up into P11, we've got the other Haas of Campbell Adams, who does take pole position with a 1:13.792. Wojciech Steg only does 1:14. Fat Cat only does 1:14.2. Can Jono improve? No, Jono's invalidated. Pushed himself down into P4. Can anyone else improve on that time? There we go. Campbell Adams 1:13.7. Wojciech Steg probably just went a little bit too quick, or may have just left it a little bit. And he may have got it, as Jono has retired into the pits. Who else have we got coming around the corner?
Keith coming. Doesn't improve.
Got Dido coming around as well in P13. He doesn't improve either. A lot of people not improving. We've got Squash Josh there in P14, really pushing it as well. He doesn't improve. Who else have we got? We've got Shifty Wizard. He's coming around as well. He's invalidated. No improvement there. What about Yusuf? What's Yusuf going to do? Can he improve? Can he cause problems? Yes, he can. Up in at P6. Great qualifying there from Yusuf. And more drama here. That has changed. We've got Illyrian and One Truth. Are they going to improve as well? As One Truth goes up to P11, Illyrian goes into the pits, and I think that is it. I think that is your lot. Top 3 are hardly anything in it at the moment. Obviously, Campbell Adams doing a very, very impressive time there. But yeah, that is qualifying done and dusted. And Campbell Adams showing us what pace he's got here at Mexico. And looks like it's going to be a great battle between him and Vocek and Fat Cat when this race gets underway. Especially going into the first corner, because it's such a long straight, isn't it, going into turn 1?
Yeah, very long straight. I wonder if we'll see anything like 2021 with the big MasterCard pile-up in the first corner. Let's hope not, but it's very easily it can happen here. It's very good qualifying. I think the Racing Bulls will be super happy with that. Yusuf pulling out that lap right at the end there. Yep,
definitely. I'll be very happy with that. Well, there you go. Campbell Adams taking out pole position. Vocek Steg taking P2. Fat Cat are taking your P3. We've got one grid place penalty there for JF7, who's going to lose 5 spots. So he will all the way down the back. And also Daniel Avocado with 5 spots as well. And Yuki Bear with that retirement. So we'll have to wait and see. But no, some teams there are going to be happy with that. Kick, obviously P7 and P9, I think it was. So, yeah, I'll have to wait and see how this is going to go. And Nishka, I'll let you take away the start of this race.
Thanks, mate. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I think the Kicks, they'll be looking to have a really good weekend this weekend. So, yeah, interesting to see how they go.
Yes, Campbell Adams is RB. He chose the wrong car.
That's something I'm going to have to be mindful of during this race. Looking for him in the Haas.
Yeah, that's right. We'll just change it when we do the standings, which is easy. Just switch him around. Boom, done.
What's your favourite part about this track here, SJ? Is it the S's going through the stadium? What do you like about this track?
I don't.
You don't? Yeah. Oh, the light's out and away we go. Looks like most people have got off to a good start here. We've got both the Mercedes pushing up there, or one Mercedes pushing up in behind into turn 1. The McLaren's got off to a great start there.
Ooh.
Fat Cat gets in through to the lead. Everyone looks like they've got through safely at the moment.
Yeah, Dido's got a bit of damage there. He's lost his front right plate there. I don't know what's happened. A bit of drama there. Everyone's side by side going into some of these corners very, very early on in this race. It is a long race. 1 lap out of 36 at the moment. We've got drama going on already. People really pushing into some of these corners. But Fat Cat leading the way. Then Steg. Then Jono. Then Campbell. Campbell dropping down into P4. So he's lost 4 spots. Just from that, as you can see, all these different colour cars as someone looks like they've lost it into the S's. Just Shifty Wizard, he's now got under pressure from Aiden as Raiden, who's right behind him as well. And we've got One Truth. People are making mistakes. People are getting overtaken. There we go. We've got the Williams of One Truth going. Aiden as Raiden going off. Sorry, Meraki Dong going off track. Meraki Dong then battling JF7. Lot going on here. We just need these guys to get through into the first bit of this race, and very aggressive start here by most of the guys from Division 1. But Fat Cat, 1.3 second gap to Vocek Steg, and Vocek Steg is now going to come under pressure from Jono. It's already kicking off here in Division 1, Mishka.
Yeah, Fat Cat off to a brilliant start there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see like what sort of setups these guys are actually running. I know practicing myself, it's been a bit of a headache. So yeah, I think we might be seeing a little bit of an offset of that so far early in this race.
Yeah, definitely. If we've got Def getting very, very close to the back of Kalki's Kick Sauber there is Kalki. This is the problem when you're going into that first corner, couple of corners. You've really got to take your time there as we've got Danger looking to make a move there. It looks like JF7's made a mistake or he's got damage. A lot of people making mistakes getting earlier on into this race. We've got Squash Josh and Dan Avocado. They're going at it. And obviously Squash Josh getting onto the hards. Straight away. Dan Avocado getting a 3-second time penalty already in that Visa Cash App at the moment. Back up to the front. Jono now putting the pressure on Fat Cat. Fat Cat was about 1.7 seconds in front. He's now 5.5 tenths in the lead instead. So these guys have really pulled in that lead. Are we going to see any moves happening? I'm sure we are, as we've got Jono doing the fastest lap. He is ready to pounce. I think he really wants to get this win. It's been a good couple of weeks for the Ferrari driver of Jono. We've got moves happening at the back, have we? Oh, yeah, we do. We've got someone ready to make a move as Def was about to make a move on the Kick Sauber car there of Kalki, but didn't make the move. We're going to go a little bit further down the pack. We've got One True from Rocky Don going at it as well. We've seen Dido with that damage, but he is now into the pits on the hards. So he's going to have a stop again. It's going to be interesting. We can see a 1 stop or a 2 stop. That's going to be the question. How good are these guys saving their tyres, especially here? Mishka.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they can save their tyres, especially you can see a lot of DRS trains forming here. So with the dirty air, and that be interesting to see how long they can get their tyres to go for. This Ferrari looks super quick through the technical areas, but not as much straight line speed. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of setups these guys are running, whether they got the lower downforce, higher downforce, and how they're going to manage that through the race.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big DRS train at the moment, all the way down from P1 all the way down to P16, as you can see. So are we going to start to see that DRS train start to fall out as Jono look ready to pounce and go for the lead of the Grand Prix? Yes, he does. He takes it on lap 4 out of 36 up into P1, Fat Cat into P2, Wojciech Steg into P3, and then don't forget Campbell Adams is not far behind in P4, but he's got Yusuf for company as well in that Visa Cash App, which I think is they're the two wrong cards there. So Campbell and Yusuf should have switched, but it is what it is. We'll continue and we'll make the changes at the end. But there you go. Yusuf getting very late on the brakes there could hurt those tyres. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. That's never been so high up. As Yusuf does get a 3-second time penalty, that is not what you want very early on here at Mexico. And we're going to go a little bit further down the pack as well. We've got Lyrian in P10. Look, moves happening all over the place. People making some late dart moves, trying to get positions done. But at the moment, it's all about following Mishka. It just seems there's a lot of cars following each other and not getting overtakes done.
Yeah, it's very hard to break the DRS trains here. So it's gonna be interesting how long you can hold on to it for, and if the tyres start wearing out a bit quicker, and if we see some gaps starting to open up because of it.
Yep, as we see Fat Cat take the lead again off Jono there. We're seeing a little bit of moves going on here. We've got Danger and JF7 going at it. We've got Aiden raining down there in P16. A lot of people in the DRS train just need to stay in the DRS train and just see who is going to use their tyres before the other person. We are starting to see a gap though fill here in P10. Illyrian 1.1 second behind Dante at the moment. Should Bush be able to get back into that DRS pretty quick? We'll have to wait and see. But Dante is in the DRS battle between him, Keithy, Death, Kalki, Yusuf, Campbell, Steg, Jono, and also Fat Cat. So we'll have to wait and see. A little bit further down, we've got Shifty down there in P13. He is putting the hunt on the Alpine driver of Morocco Don. But so far so good. Lap 5 out of 36. That we're going to start to see these tyres will start to fall off, as we know. Don't know when. We'll have to wait and see. But so far so good. Yeah, everyone all on the grid. All 20 drivers. No DNFs. Good to see.
Yeah, I think most drivers will be pretty happy with their start here. Obviously, apart from the guys at the back, and I think maybe the biggest loser out of the start, maybe Campbell Adams down in fourth there. Other than that, I think everyone else will be quite happy.
Yeah, we've got a drama here as Daniel Avocado is round and he's lost it. So is there any damage to that car? Let's have a look. Just trying to see if there's any damage to that car. No, he's just had a spin. That's all. Oh, he has another spin as well. So, we got moves happening here. It's got Def and Kalki going at it. Def up into P6, getting the job done on the kicks. So both kicks down there in P7 and P8. Good drive by them. The Mercedes in P6 and P13. As we know, Ferrari, and we can't believe we're saying this, Nishka, 4 different teams have taken the lead of the overalls in 4 weeks. Incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible. It shows how tight the racing is, isn't it? There's nobody running away with it. There's nobody, yeah, it's good for the competition. It's good to see.
Definitely, as we see, Ferrari have taken the lead of the overalls. If Campbell had 1,000 fans on one of them, if Campbell had 100 fans on one of them, if Campbell had 1 fan on that guy, Campbell on top. Yes, Oblivion, I can definitely tell from that. Ada's Raiden getting a 3-second time penalty at the moment down there in P16. Oh, we've got drama going on here as we have yellows, and that is Yuki in the wall. Has he got damage? We'll have to wait and see. He's trying to get round without causing any damage. He doesn't want to get DSQ'd here though. That would not help him at all. He does get round. Are we going to see any damage to that Ferrari? I reckon he'll be coming into the pits. Yep, he's into the pits. He's got no front right plate. So one Ferrari doing a great job. The other one struggling at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. We've got Dido going past now. He is on those set of hards as Yuki has decided to call it. He's got serious damage to that car and he is out of this race. That is 2 weeks in a row now. He has not finished a race. Not going to plan for the Ferrari driver of Yuki Bear.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Yuki. I'm sure he's really feeling it 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, hopefully he can bounce back, be strong in Baku next week.
Yep, that's our first retirement of the night. Now we're down to 19 cars, but at the moment we've still got the battle going on between Jono and Fat Cat and Steg, and they just don't seem to be anything between them. And this is a good position to be in. You know, all these guys, they're in a DRS, they just use the DRS, just stay with the pack, don't do anything silly, don't go for a move, you know, save your tyres, and then we're probably going to start to see some changes with the strategy, which is going to be very interesting to see who's going to win this race.
We're going to get done on Dante. No, he defends that very well.
Well, there we go. We've still got moves happening at the moment. 1.5 second gap between One Truth and Illyrian. Excuse me. And then we've got everyone else is in the DRS from P10 to P1. At the moment, it's just follow the leader, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just it's follow the leader. It's going to come to when the first pit stops come. What sort of strategy these guys are on? Whether they can undercut, overcut. That's when the races really start heating up, and we'll sort of see where everyone's at.
It's going to take mistakes, isn't it? It's going to take something. It's going to take. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. How much do these guys want to win this race? And also, how much practice have they had? Obviously, with Miami being changed very quickly and trying to give these guys enough time to make the changes and get the practice in. It's a track I really don't like, as Yusuf decides to call it. Lap 7 off those mediums. One Truth, 10 seconds, speeding in the pit lane. And there we're going to see some changes, as we're seeing a lot of guys coming in. We've got Yusuf, Kalki, Dante, One Truth, and Def all coming into the pits. Lap 8. What do you think? What's your thoughts? Early?
I think it's probably about the right time. If you're looking to go for a 2-stopper, I'd say this is about the right time. Those mediums, they don't last very long. So yeah, I think this is a good move from these guys to get in early.
Well, there you go. We've got 9 cars still to come into the pits. Jono, Fat Cat, Steg, Campbell, Keithy, Illyrian, Meraki, JF7, and Danger all still to come in. few gaps there, as we see 2.6 seconds between Keithy and Campbell Adams at the moment, and then there's a gap between him and Illyrian, 1.4. Then Meraki with 2.5, and then JF7 9.5 tenths as well, just in the DRS at the moment. Same with Danger. So it's going to be interesting to see how far they're going to go before they decide to make a pit stop. As Yusuf gets another 3-second time penalty as well, so that's now 6 seconds, and he's down there in P10 at the moment. 12 seconds behind Danger, as Danger just gets a penalty as well. What is going on? I'm like saying people's names and they're getting penalties. As we got Keithy coming into the pits. He's deciding to call it. And anyone else is coming into the pits as Jono and Fat Cat are going again. And Campbell Adams is still in that P4 position. Illyrian in P5. Miss McLaren P3 and P5 at the moment. They're going to be over the moon with this strategy at the moment. How they're going.
Yeah, McLaren, they're in a good position at the moment. It's just going to be interesting to see what that offset of those staying out on those mediums compared to these guys on the newer hards, how much time they're going to make up. Yeah, but they'll be pretty happy with where they are at the moment, I think.
Ooh, Shifty getting a penalty as well. There we go, 3 seconds, and that pushes him up to 6. And Nishka, just give me a bit of a heads up on some of those pens for the guys that are asking. Oh, before that though, we've got a nice little battle going on here between Deft and Dante and Keithy. We've got yellows at the back. Keithy's gone round. Has he been spun? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. He does re-enter the track very nicely there. He's going to go right in an Alpine sandwich with Marakidon in front and Aiden behind. And he's under extreme pressure. You've got Kalki that's actually just left the session. So if you've got him as a friend, let's get him back in because he's going to fall to the back very quickly. While he's doing that, I will let you know on the pens. Oh, One Truth goes for the move. He gets it done. There you go. So we've got 3 for Danger, 6 for Yusuf, 6 for Shifty, 10 for One Truth.
I've not got Kalki.
Okay. 10 for Kalki, 3 for Marakidon, 3 for Aiden Ismaiden, nothing for Squash Josh. I'm going to see if I can get him back in if he's on my end. Keithy game shit itself and Kalki's being disconnected. And Keithy is the host. So he's, hang on, I'm just trying to find out what's going on here. Keithy is down all the way down to P18. He actually spun. So I don't know what's going on. On boards, keep tabs of that. We'll have to wait and see what happens. As we've got Keithy down there in P18. I'm going to try and see if I can get Kalki in now. I'll have to try and find him. Oh, God. Bear with me. I'll let you continue, Nishka, while I'm trying to find Kalki.
Yep. It's nice and tight up at the front here, the top 4. As Steg's going for a move on Jono here down the straight. See if he can get this one done. Wheel to wheel. Into the first corner. Jono does a good job defending that inside and holds the position. Campbell Adams just sitting there patiently in 4th. Now we got the Mercedes moving up on Dante here. Gets the job done.
A lot of drama happening here at the back as well. Keithy absolutely completely loses it there on those hards, and he's spinning. I think he's got serious problems, Keithy, on that car. He seems to losing the back end there, but we'll keep an eye out on that at the moment. No, he tried. It's up to, I think Nishka added everyone, as far as I'm aware.
Yep.
They need to add him back. But anyway, we've got Kalki. Jono in P2, Fat Cat in P1, Steg in P3. These guys still going on 11 laps, mediums, Nishka at the moment. What's your thoughts? We're on lap 12 out of 36, and these guys are still pushing these mediums. And none of them, the top 6, deciding to come in. Interesting. So really going for a completely different strategy here, these guys.
Yeah, I think if you're going to make that one-stop work, you've really got to push these mediums out to right on the limit, I think. So yeah, be interesting to see when they box, and I think they can get to the end.
Definitely, as we've got more pens coming up here as well. I've sent Kalki an invite. There we go. We've got Campbell Adams at the moment, who is right behind this battle going on, but he's got a lap car in his way, which is hurting him. And we're looking likely we're going to probably see a 10 seconds coming up very, very shortly, as Daniel Avocado has been lapped. And he is getting the blue flags, and he's not getting out of the way here. Oh, it's Campbell Adams, and he loses it there with the dirty air, as you can see. As Daniel Avocado does get a 10-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. And there's your answer. And he's probably going to get another one if he's not careful. And we've got the host migrating. So we will be back. Lap 13 out of 36. Nishka, if you can get a screenshot, that would be great. And we'll be back very, very shortly. Welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. Due to the red flag, due to the host leaving and a few others leaving, we had to restart. So we will be starting, I think, from lap 9. So the grid will stay from the same from lap 9. We'll be doing a 25%. So we're doing 26 laps, a little bit of a shorter race, and everything will be the same. If there is any incidents that were involved in that race, then please do report them. You can still report them if you feel that you necessarily need to. Unfortunately, we've only got one car that is out. Yuki Bay obviously retired before. Obviously, we've red flagged it, so unfortunately, will not be attending in this race. But we will have obviously Daniel Avocado back because he was here, but there will be no Maraki Don either. So we are a few cars down, but we do have Campbell Adams and Yusuf in the right car. So not all is lost. And we have rain as well to spice it up even more at Mexico. What a night we've had here so far.
This throws a spanner in the works. If there wasn't enough spanners already.
Yeah, the it's not wrong. It's not wrong. Why is chat ninth? Why are you ninth? Why are you ninth? Because hang on, I'm just looking now. 10th, 1st. Yep, that's the grid order I've been given, and that's the order that I've been given from the onboard. So that's the order we go through, and the rain and the track stays this. Yeah, it doesn't change. It still goes to dynamic and approximate. So there we go. It is what it is, guys. There we go. We are going to have rain at Mexico, and it is absolutely chucking it down. So this is going to be very interesting to see what these guys do now. They've gone from a dry to a wet. This is going to change the dynamics of this race massively here. As Nishka, I'll let you take it away.
Yep, thanks, mate. Red lights out, and away we go. A couple of cars sliding there off the start. This is going to make it very interesting down into turn 1 with these terrible conditions. See the Aston Martin trying to get the job done around the outside there. Racing Bull in the middle there, bumping with the Haas a little bit. As we move out, I think there's a little bit of contact there from one of the Red Bulls. See if he's got any damage there. I think it was Danger. So we go back to the front. I think, Jono's held that lead off there. We've got the Aston Martin. McLaren looking to get the job done there. Does he make it stick? He does on the Racing Bull. So fairly clean restart in the wet there. What do you think there, SJ?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm just seeing on the tyres there, a mixture of wets and a mixture of inters. So I'm just looking at the track, just on board the fat count at the moment. 1.3 seconds. He's on the inters and Jono's gone on those wets. So as you can see, it's extremely wet out here. Going to be very, very dangerous going into the yeses. These guys have got to be very, very careful. 24 laps to go of this race. As Fatcats gets a 3-second, there you go, just moving over to the right-hand side, and he's got himself a penalty already. Fotchek Steak in that P3, then Campbell, then Yusuf, then Keithy, then JF7, then Illyrian, then Def, then Kalki, then Dante, Danger, Squash Josh, should be Daniel Avocado, Dido, Aiden's Maiden, and One Truth all the way down there. We've got a bit of drama going on here. Is Dante going side by side with the Red Bull, going into the stadium section there, going at it against Danger. Good racing there between the Haas and the Red Bull, trying to hold it. And we've got some on the wets and some on the inters at the moment. The question is going to be, how long is it going to be before the wets come into it or the inters are going to come into it? Look at this. We've got side-by-side action here between Dante and Danger. And then we've then got the other Red Bull driver of Josh trying to go for the move on the right-hand side. He's then stayed in behind. There is drama happening in this race already. Lap 2 out of 25 as Danger does get the move. Dante down into P12 and Josh staying in that P13. We've also got Daniel Avocado really struggling there. He's got Dido right behind, ready to pounce as well, as he does look like he's got the move on his teammate. We've got both the teammates going side by side together as Dido does get the move done, and One Truth down there in P18, Aiden in P16 at the moment. These guys having to be very careful. Wet tyres, Nishka, at the moment. Are they the one? Are they it? I'm just trying to work out, are these guys on the correct tyres?
Yeah, the wet does look very wet out there, so it could be interesting to see if the wets do. As the race goes on, they might start overheating. But at the moment, I think the wets are probably the right tyre to be on. As I was watching the Aston Martin there, down in 6th place, Thunder. He was making some moves there, and he's right on the back of now the Haas and the Racing Bull.
Yes, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I'm just looking at a few messages coming through. Just want to make sure. Yep, no, that's right. Jono, Fat Cat, Votchek, then Campbell, then Keithy, then Illyrian. Yeah, it's correct. It's because one car is not here. That's why Mareki Don. That means everyone moves up a spot. So that's probably why people are getting confused. So it is correct. So don't worry. Lap 3 out of 25 at the moment, and yeah, I think it's Inters now. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Jono's going to go, because I'm not seeing many puddles on that track at the moment, just on board of his car, and just keep an eye out for that dry line, Nishka.
Yeah, it almost starts looking like it's starting to appear there a little bit. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how long these wets can go for before they start overheating and the Inters start reeling them in, I think. So we've got Thunders all over the back of Yusuf here. It's going to be interesting to see if he can make up another position there too. The Aston Martin's off to a great start after this restart.
Yeah, definitely. He does have that 3 second though that is going to hurt him. He's the only one on that 3 second time penalty at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see. As looking at tyres, and obviously P2, P3, P4 all on the Inters, and then Jono deciding to go on those wets. We've got Yusuf on those wets as well, and JF7 also on those wets. A little bit of a mixture, more on the wets than the Inters at the moment, so let's have to wait and see. It is still quite wet out there though, that's the question, but I'm not seeing any dry lines. You can see the spray, it's really coming down as Jono does the fastest time of 1:31, then it goes to Steg, then it goes to Fat Cat on the intermediate, so keep an eye out on Votchek because he's trying to get the job done. There's 2.1 seconds between him and Campbell Adams at the moment, so there is gaps starting to fall in this race due to these conditions at the moment, Nishka.
Yeah, the field's really opening up. I think the Inters maybe slightly starting to catch the wets now, as I see Keith all over the back of Thunder here now. Thunder being on those wet tyres, Keith on the Inters is really closed that gap right up.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on board with Keithy. He is on those Inters just to see the difference between those Inters and those wets, to see the grip. As we can see, it is still coming down quite a lot, but is that track that wet to get on to those wet tyres? We'll have to wait and see at the moment, as the leader is 1.7 seconds out in front, but it is dropping down a little bit. 1.7, 1.7. It's fractioning, it's going up, down, up, down. So at the moment, I don't know. I think it's it could be 50-50. I don't know. What do the guys say in the comments? What do you think, guys? Do you believe it's wets? Do you believe it's Inters? What do you think the track is at the moment? Or do you think it's 50-50? Because we're seeing times change, and then we're seeing times decrease. So as Dido gets the 3 second time penalty down there in P17 at the moment, but Keithy staying with the guys in front, but not making much traction, not making really an overtake as of yet. In state now, the dry line is there. So there we go. We're starting to someone saying it's Inters, and they're starting to see a bit of a dry line. So it's going to be interesting to see when Fat Cat, Steg, and Campbell really come into this race, when those Inters really start to warm up and get ready to pounce on those wets.
Yeah, I think originally these wets they're probably the right tyre to go with for the first 5 laps or so, but these Inters, I think if these guys can stick with them, I think they're going to see the dividends pay once this track starts to dry out a little bit.
Yeah, we're starting to see it now as Votchek Steg is into P3 at the moment, putting pressure on Fat Cat in that P2, and Fat Cat obviously with that 3 second time penalty. Campbell Adams 2.4, still 2.4 seconds behind, just keeping that nice 2.4 second gap. 2.7 or 2.8 seconds behind him is then Yusuf. Then we've got JF7, then Keithy, then Illyrian, then Kalki, then Def, then Danger, then Squash Josh, Dante, Adane Avocado, Aiden Israelian, Dido, Shifty Wizard, and One Truth. Some of these guys really struggling for grip and traction out there at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see how it's going to go. As Jono still leading the way, 1.4 is Danger, jumps into the penalty crew there and gets a penalty. So it'll be interesting to see if Squash Josh does look to make the move and get in front of his teammate and push on with the rest of this pack. Jono still 1.2 out in front, but we can start to see now, Mishka, that time starting to drop off a little bit.
tight little battle going on there between the kick and the Aston Martin. Keefe tried to go up the inside there, couldn't quite get it done.
Definitely. We're also seeing as well the Inters are now coming into it as it's 9.5 temps from Fat Cat to Jono. So those wets have gone, and if we're on board with Fat Cat at the moment, there's the dry line. Look, you can see the dry line now. So this is going to be quite painful for those guys on those wet tyres.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty painful for them. I think one guy that's going to benefit a lot from this is Squash Josh down in P11 there on those Inters. He's started to make up a few positions, so look out for him as the race goes on, pushing up towards that sort of like top 7, top 8. I think Red Bull will be pretty happy with that. Looking to have a better result this weekend.
Yeah,
SJ?
Yeah, definitely. Doing a great job for P11 and P12. Obviously, one with a penalty, but at the moment they're in the points, and that's all they can ask for. The question is, are we going to have these conditions like this for the remainder of the week? We'll have to wait and see, as this is the first wet race of the week, and these are conditions that, yeah, I would not want to race here in the wet. As Yusuf gets a 3-second time penalty down in P5 now, so the penalties are starting to come through. But we are now starting to see the Inters really pulling in now. Fat Cat, is he going to be pouncing on Jono to go for the move and go for the lead of this Grand Prix? As here he goes, right behind him in the wet conditions. The spray, no visibility at all, gets the move done. Up into P1. What about Steg now? What's he going to do? Are those wets going to start to fall off? Because he can see the dry line. Jono can't have the dry line. He's on those wets. He's probably on the wrong tyre now. He's really going to be hurting it. When are we going to start to see him make a pit stop? Campbell Adams is now 2.5 seconds, was 2.4, so he's fallen back a little bit. He could just be playing around, just staying within that gap. He knows that he's got to be very careful in these conditions. It's not as easy as it is driving in the dry than driving in the wet. Lap 7 out of 25, and the pins are starting to come through. 3 for Fat Cat, 3 for Yusuf, 3 for Danger, 3 for Dido. Back to you, Nishka.
Yeah, I'm hearing in the chat here they're saying it's meant to be heavy rains throughout the race, so this is going to be interesting. This doesn't look too heavy at the moment, so maybe that's why a lot of these guys went on those wet tyres, but definitely the Inters are much stronger at the moment, so yeah, they might have to make a tough call soon.
Definitely, as we can see here, that Kalki is getting very, very close to the back of Illyrian, looking ready to make a move there. A lot of ERS as well, which is really good to see, but you've got to be so careful on your braking points there. And he doesn't need to rush anything at the moment. He's got the guys in front that've got pens, and they're all in together, as we've got a nice little battle going in between Keithy and JF7 as Keithy goes around the side, tries to get the move done. It's wet conditions and it's versus wets, and he's got the traction of the intermediates and he's through. Keithy up into P6. We've also got moves going on here because Steg now is into P2 and Jono's dropped down into P3. So the wets are definitely not helping now with Nishka. They're starting to fall back as Illyrian gets past Keithy and he's now going up. Danger is out of this race and he has retired into the pits.
That's unfortunate for the Red Bull driver there. The Red Bull probably looking to have a better weekend, so yeah, not so good. But yeah, definitely those wets started to drop off, and Jono's going to have Campbell Adams in his vision mirror very, very quickly, I think.
Well, yes, he's dropped it down from 2.5 to 1.9. Why retire? Lap 8, no damage. I'm confused. I'm really confused there. So he's just given Shifty coming into the pits now, getting onto a new set of intermediates, and yeah, Danger retiring. Don't understand that. I really don't.
I have a feeling he may have gone into the pits, maybe to change onto some inters, and it's giving him a set of mediums. But what I'm seeing on the tyre,
no force feedback.
That possibly could have been it.
No force feedback. Wheel broken again. Well.
Oh no.
Well, that's definitely a reliable wheel. I'll tell you that. The kicks at the moment doing a great job though. P8 and P9 staying with each other, and now we're starting to see the wets coming in. Jono does decide to say it's enough. I'm coming in for the intermediates. So yeah, it hasn't worked out for the guys on the wet tyres. Nishka.
Nah, definitely not. They took a bit of a gamble there, and it hasn't paid off for them. I think we'll see most of them guys now coming on to the inters. The team that probably be a little bit happy is probably the Williams team down there. They were out of the points now, looking like both drivers could nearly get into the points now. So I think they'd be happy just to, especially with drivers filling in for them. I think they'll be happy with that.
Yep, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. We're going to get rid of that because you're not a steward. There we go. We got Fat Cat and Wojciech Steg in P2 at the moment. Campbell Adams 2.7 seconds behind. Is Campbell Adams struggling? Is he maintaining the gap? Like, what's the go here?
I'm not too sure what's happening here. It was a similar case where even when it was in the dry earlier, you just can't seem to bridge that gap on these front two drivers. So yeah, be interesting as the race goes on, see if you can reel them in. At the moment, Steg and Fat Cat doing a great job out in front.
Jono getting a 3-second time penalty, jumping into the penalty crew at the moment. These penalties are already coming through. Wojciech Steg doing the fastest lap with a 1:28.773. And McLaren really pushing tonight, really going for a really good result. Obviously struggled the last few weeks in the overalls, obviously leading it, and then obviously going. I'm just going to actually just touch base on the overalls because I ain't got it on my screen. So I'm going to bring it up. Just to see what's going on, so I know. Yeah, there we go. Right, so yeah, McLaren down to P8 now in the overalls. Obviously, we're leading it, so there's been a bit of a change there in McLaren, but they need these points. And Ferrari P9 and one car. So could we see another leader in the overalls at the end of Mexico? Because we've seen 4 different people, 4 different teams leading it. And Aston Martin and you know, I think Aston Martin, Alpine and VCarb, Haas and Williams are the only ones that haven't led it. Are we going to see one of those teams maybe lead it?
Yeah, possibly. Aston Martin look like they're in a very strong position in this race here, so they could be in for some good points here. So we could definitely see them make some moves as well as McLaren. But yeah, Leary in there in P5 is doing a great job for this McLaren team. I think McLaren will be very happy right now.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll let you jump on board with Kalki to see what he's going to be up to. I'll let you take a lap with him.
Yeah, so Kalki just sitting in behind his teammate here. They've both been working together to push up onto the back of that McLaren. Yeah, as we can see what it's like in these terrible conditions. You can see that dry line forming now. I think Kalki here will be hoping his teammate Keith can get past the McLaren, and then he can push onto the McLaren as well, and hopefully kick and get themselves in a really good position. Just leaving his teammate a lot of space here. Doesn't want to get too close. Don't want to have a mistake here in the wet conditions and give each other damage. So I think that'll be the play right now. Hoping Keithy can get the job done, get past. As you can see, it's very hard through these S's here in these slippery conditions. Looks like he's dropping off these 3 just ever so slightly, so hopefully he can stay in touch. Kalki will be looking to have a good performance here, as we see Steg go fastest lap there, really putting the pressure on Fat Cat at the front. Got Keefe sliding around all behind this McLaren looking for a way past. Kalki just watching it all play out, hoping for one of these guys to make a mistake. And over to you, SJ.
Yeah, trying to really make the move there and just staying within each other. Obviously, Illyrian in that P4 position at the moment, Keithy in P5 and Kalki in P6, Squash Josh in that P7, and who's following very closely as well. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. It's got yellows there, and who is that? That looks like it could be. Trying to work out if that's a Haas. No, trying to work out who that is. No, I'm not sure, actually. Just flick it up. But there, look at the penalties. They're really starting to come in. We've got Fat Cat with 3, Illyrian with 3, Squash Josh and Jono with 3, Yusuf with 3, Def with 3, Dido with 3, and Shifty with 3. And obviously the top 7 still haven't pitted yet. So 12 laps out of 25, and this race is really starting to pick up pretty quick at the moment.
Yeah.
But this is a great, I've got to say, this is a great drive from the Kicks. P5 and P6, and the McLarens P4 and P2. Great night for them.
It was an interesting, must be a bit of team strategy there too. Keithy letting Kalki come past, letting Kalki have a crack at this McLaren, see if he can get by him. So it'd be interesting to see if Kalki can get a move done.
Yeah, we have seen that Wojciech Steger, though, is falling off Fat Cat a little bit. 1.2. Fat Cat looking very, very good in the rain. Does have that 3 second, though. So Wojciech Steger just want to try and keep that second gap at the moment. Campbell Adams, 4.4 seconds. Is Campbell struggling in these wet conditions? I'm just trying to work it out, because 2.5, 4 seconds, you know, he's in the P3 position. At the moment, he doesn't look like he's going to be attacking P2 and P1 at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't look that way. The two in front of him seem to be keeping a fair bit of a gap there. I don't know whether their setups are better in the wet, and Campbell Adams just can't seem to get control of this car at the moment. He looks like he's on ice skates from what I'm seeing here. Yeah, it's going to be tough for him, but still doing a great job in P3 nevertheless.
No, he is always consistent. We're watching on board with Ilya, and at the moment in that P4 spot, these guys just need to keep it clean. It's a really good night so far for the McLarens and the Kicks. They've got Squash Josh for comfort, though. He's 1.5 seconds behind as Wojciech Steg sits another fastest lap of a 1:27.956. So Wojciech Steg is trying to pull in Fat Cat as much as he can. They're going again. So lap 14 out of 25, and they're going again on those tyres. They probably don't need to pit. That's the thing as well. I'm just looking here. We've got Squash Josh and Fat Cat, P7 to P1, all on the same tyres. Everyone down from P8 to P17 has decided to pit, as some of those guys were on those wet compound tyres and now gone on to Inters. So we can see the change there. Going a little bit further down, we've got the Hasses in P10 and P12. Good job from them so far. We've got the two Williams P15, P16, one in the points. Shifty Whizzer down there in P17, and his teammate Death in P11. And then obviously one Red Bull left as Dangerous retired, and obviously one Ferrari left as well. So yeah, this is becoming quite spicy. Question is, can Steg put the pressure and get the move done on Fat Cat? As One Truth is out of this race. He's decided to call it as well. What? I don't understand why these guys are retiring. Why are you retiring?
Not many races left, and they don't need too many more to have a bit of an incident, and you're in the points, so it doesn't make sense to retire the car now, in my opinion. But strange decision, that one. Definitely, especially when Dido is in the P15 spot, and that is his teammate as well. So you need that other driver to score points, and he's now just offered him with one car. And Campbell Adams, even though he is 4 seconds behind, now down to 3.9, has just set the fastest lap with a 1:27.892. So is he easing off a little bit? Is he waiting for the right moment? He's got 10 laps to go. He's going to run out of laps if he's not careful. He's got 4 second gap between him and Steg, but he's also he's 5 seconds behind the leader, and at the moment he's staying in P3. He's pretty comfortable though. You've got to say he's pretty comfortable. And Lyrian is P4, 14 seconds behind. But at the moment, this is a great night for McLaren. I've got to say. Yeah, great night for them. Lyrian will be trying to get that gap out to counter that penalty that he picked up. But if he can get rid of those two kicks and keep that P4, McLaren's going to be laughing. They're going to be having a good time.
Yeah, definitely. And a little bit frustrating there. One Truth, waited for you and then you retire. Now, obviously, something's wrong with the car. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But, yeah, disappointing. At the moment, 16 guys. Only 15 are going to score points. And it's between Dido and Shifty Wizard at the moment. It looks like it will be Dido that will score that last point. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Lap 16 out of 25. We've got 16 drivers. Yusuf getting another 3-second time penalty. That now pushes him up to 6. So he's going to fall down the pecking order. We've still got Steg and Fat Cat and Campbell in the top 3. Wojciech Steg, 1.7 seconds fallen off Fat Cat, but is still in that podium place to win this race. Because Fat Cat does have that 3-second penalty, which looks like it could hurt him if it stays the same like this to the end, I would say.
Yeah, one guy we're going to have to watch here too, SJ, is Jono down in P8 there. He's very rapid at the moment. So these guys in P4, 5, 6 and 7, they're going to have Jono right in their rear vision mirror soon. It's going to be interesting to see what happens once he catches up to them guys.
Yeah, there is obviously going to be some very, very quick cars after, as well, as we can see. Campbell Adams, 3-second time penalty. You don't see that often. That's a bit of a shock. But yeah, like you say, the guys behind, they're going to be on quicker tyres. Are they going to start to make a bit of a push in the closing stages? But yeah, we've just seen there that Campbell Adams getting that 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, that's Steg's in a great position now. If he can keep it tidy and keep it on the track without any penalties, he's looking in prime position to take this win out from here.
Yeah, he's just got to keep it clean and he's got the job done. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But at the moment, it's a great night for Kick and a great night for McLaren, I've got to say.
Yeah, definitely, SJ, definitely. The race, I think the Racing Bulls, I'll be hoping that Daniel Avocado can try and make some ground with those no penalties. Hopefully he can try and get up to those drivers in front of him and score some good points for the Racing Bulls as well.
Yep, I'm definitely agreeing on that at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. It's early days at the moment, but Steg is staying within that battle and he's pushing as much as he can. But yeah, interesting to say the least there. We've got 43 people tuning in. Afternoon, Mr. Thor McKenna, good evening. Hope you are well. 17 laps out of 25. And when we get to lap 20, we'll start looking at our driver of the day. And yeah, which is going to be an interesting one, I think, tonight. Because I think there's a lot of drivers to choose from who could get it. Nishka.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of got to take into account as well the 9 laps that we had before with the position changes, which makes it very, very difficult to see who's actually ended up where from the start. But I think, yeah, Squash Josh doing a great job for Red Bull at the moment, up those 9 positions, which is fantastic for them, I think. So he's putting his hand up, but yeah, you could nominate a couple of drivers here that are doing a great job.
Okay, alright, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. He was too far behind, so he decided to call it and he wasn't going to score any points. That's why he retired. Shame to hear. And no, it shouldn't have been wet. The race stays exactly, it goes back to normal. It's dynamic, approximate. The race doesn't change. We don't change it. It's a red flag. It goes as a new session. So the race can be anything. It can be wet, dry, then rain. It could be anything. We just don't know. That's why it said approximate, which changes basically the weather situation. So you can have one session that can be dry, and then if you're red flag, you have one session that's wet, which spices it up a little bit for everyone as well. But at the moment, they are doing a great job. We're seeing a nice little dry line. I think we are going to have this race wet all the way through. It doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. Wojciech Steg, though, has got to the back of Fat Cat, and he is 8.5 tenths behind him at the moment, and he's gone for the fastest lap again. And it just seems to be that it's between Fat Cat, Steg, and Campbell for the fastest lap.
Yeah, they're clearly the 3 fastest on track at the moment. Yeah, so that extra point on top of a race win would be real massive for McLaren at the moment.
Definitely. And I'm looking at these two kicks, and they just cannot seem to get the job done on Illyrian at the moment. They do know that he does have that penalty, so they will jump him. And this is going to be... Oh, as we see Keithy trying to go for a move there, but he doesn't get it right, and he has to back out. He doesn't want to cause any problems. He doesn't want to have any incidents. But the thing is, the question, this is what I'm looking at the moment now. I'm looking at Jono's situation. Jono's on 10 lap inters. Right, these are on 8 lap more, and if these guys continue to battle, Jono is going to catch them, and he's also going to catch Squash Josh. But is he going to be able to put away the 3 seconds? Because he's at 6 seconds. That's
6,
the question.
He's got 6. Yeah,
that's a big ask.
Yeah, in only 6 laps to catch them, get past them, and then pull out 6 seconds. Highly unlikely, I think. But Jono's a very good driver. If anyone could do it, he could give it a shake.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But we are coming close to driver of the day, which is going to be now. So, looking at those positions, who do you think is your driver of the day at the moment? Or just driving in general?
For me, it's I think Lyrian has done a very good job. I know he's got that penalty, but for me, it's a toss up between Lyrian and Squash Josh. But I'm going to go with the McLaren driver. He's had a fantastic race.
Okay, all right. So you're going with Illyrian. Okay, I am going to go with. I'm going to go with Kalki, actually. I think Kalki's had a great drive in the kick. So I'm going to go with Kalki. And we'll go with 10 minutes. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your driver of the day. Get your votes in. And there are your driver of the day. So there's my vote. There we go. And obviously, Nishka will put his vote in as well. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. And who's going to get that extra point. But who's actually going to win this race? Because at the moment, it looks like it's going to be Steg. Campbell Adams does not look like he's going to be able to win that because he's got that 3-second time penalty now, and that's going to push him further back. But he does have a good lead on Illyrian at the moment. Look at that, 20 seconds to Illyrian in these wet conditions at the moment. The question's going to be are one of the kick Saubers going to get a penalty before the end of this race? That's going to be the question, because Illyrian's done a great job to defend. I've got to say, he has defended so well, and they just haven't been able to get the job done. Past him. Squash Josh now is coming under extreme pressure from Jono, so we'll jump on board with Jono as Yusuf is getting pens all over the place. That's now 12 seconds of penalties. He just wants to finish this race. Do we have a bit of damage on that Haas? I'm just seeing he's all over the problem here at the moment. Let's have a look. No, he's not. Why are the voting polls not working for me? I have no idea, my friend. I've got no idea. Refresh and start again. Maybe... I don't know. I actually don't know why they're not working. But there we go. So 21 laps, 25. Cameron Lambs gets another one. 6 seconds. The man is human, Nishka. He does get penalties.
Yeah, he does. But it's not. I don't think it's going to matter too much to him at the moment. That gap, 20 seconds back to Lyrian. But some of these drivers would be. A bit worried if a safety car was to come out right now. But Yusuf, the Haas driver down there with 12 seconds, that's those 12 seconds, that could nearly push him down to P15, the way things stand at the moment, I think. So I don't know if Haas will be too happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. And if he gets any more, he could be under a bit of pressure, but I don't think he will. I think he is pretty comfortable where he is at the moment. So, it's pretty close on the driver of the day, though. I've got to say that, guys. Very, very close. So, get your votes in. 6 votes to 5 at the moment. So, get your votes in. Keithy has let Kalki... Kalki's let Keithy go past, and Keithy is now trying to push on. I think it's come down a little bit more now, hasn't it? I think the rain has come down a little bit more in the last closing stages of this race. We've got an onboard coming on with Wonton, which we'll jump on board in a second. But apart from the incidents earlier on, it's been a pretty clean race, hasn't it, Nishka?
Yeah, it has. They've done a great job in the wet conditions. There hasn't been too much damage. It's been pretty tight racing as well. Like it's not like they've been extra cautious. Yeah, so I think these guys have done a great job considering everything. The spanners in the works, the unexpected rain. Yeah, these guys have done a great job.
Definitely, we'll have to wait and see what happens here in the closing stages of this race. And big points up for grabs here tonight, and some of these guys have done an absolutely fantastic job. We'll have to wait and see what they're going to say in the interview. It's a hard track, and they've done a great job on those wets. Some of those guys deciding to go a little bit longer, and then some of those guys deciding to have a bit of a pit stop there as Campbell Adams has decided to come into the pits. He is 22 seconds behind Lerian, so he's decided to come in. Could he be...
It's an interesting decision.
It is a very interesting decision. Just check here. He's just now coming down the main straight. He's down to P3.
He's got to pull out. He's got to pull out 2 seconds here.
Yeah, he does. And this is going to be interesting. Oh, there's yellows. We've got yellows. 23 out of 45. Someone's gone around. Who has lost it? Someone's lost it. Who's lost it? Yusuf's lost it. He's into the pits. He's got a 10 seconds speeding in the pit lane as well, and he's decided to call it as well. And that is another retirement, which is really unfortunate. So that means we are going to have 15 guys that are all going to finish. I think Dante will be very happy with that. The question is, though, Campbell Adams, this is a big gamble that he's decided to do. He's got 6 seconds apiece, and he's got Keithy and Kelky right behind, who have no penalties. And yeah, this is an interesting decision from Campbell Adams there in P3. He could actually jeopardise that P3 spot at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment he's dropping down to P6. He's going to have a big last lap here.
Definitely. Alright, getting ready for guys to join comms. Yeah, you can't see pens, no problem. There you go, there you pens. Fat Cat 3, 24 laps out of 25. We are coming to the closing stages of the round number 5 at Mexico. Remember, 1 more week and then we head over to our first silly season. Remember, this season we will be doing 2 silly seasons, so get ready for that. It's going to be exciting, and these guys are going to have a bit of a break and a bit of a week off, so it'll be interesting to see. But at the moment, we're at Mexico in the pouring rain, 24 laps out of 25. We've got Fat Cat with 3, Campbell with 6 seconds. He's already pulled a 3-second gap to Lerian. He's going to have to pull another 3-second gap, though. That could be the problem with Campbell Adams. He could have just done something which is a little bit silly, or it could be a breath of fresh air. We'll have to wait and see in the closing stages of this race. We've then got Illyrian with 3, then we've got Jono with 6, Squash Josh with 3, Dante with 6, Aiden's Raiden's just joined the crew as well with a penalty. We've then got Def with 6, we've then got Aiden's Raiden with 3, Dido with 6, and Shifty Wizard with 3. Everyone is going to score points, so if everyone just finishes up, they are job done. What a race this has been, though, between Fat Cat and Steg. Fat Cat has held him behind, but he did get that 3 seconds earlier on, which has really hurt him in this race. Yeah,
definitely. I think Steg will still want to try and get this done on track, but Fat Cat's done a great job. Just a shame about the 3-second penalty. Probably going to hand Steg the win here. He's still got the fastest lap as well. So I think McLaren are in for some really good points here.
Yeah, it looks like they are. And Campbell Adams has just pushed that down to 6 seconds. He did do 6 seconds. Illyrian is now for 5. Campbell Adams, 6 seconds. He's pulled it down to a 6-second gap there. We'll have to wait and see. 6.1. Just trying to see who's got the fastest lap. Let's have a look. It is Campbell Adams, 1:27.137. So he's gone for the fastest lap. And here we go. We're coming to the closing stages. Nishka, I'll let you take away the last couple of corners.
Yes, we go. Fat Cat with that 3-second penalty coming through the last couple of corners here. Steg right on his hammer. The win's going to go to Steg here. But great drive by both these 2 drivers as they come across the line.
Lovely job.
Campbell Adams looking like he's going to pull out enough of a gap here. He's got 7 seconds on Illyrian. With only 3-second gap in the penalties there. So we see Jono all over Illyrian in here as well. But that 6-second penalty is going to cost him. Does Illyrian have enough gap to Keefe and Kalki? I'm not sure he does. So they're going to jump up over above Illyrian there. The kick drivers will be really happy with that. P4, P5. That's a great finish for them. Squash Josh coming over the line in 7th there in that Red Bull. He'd be really happy with that too. Red Bull getting some good points there.
Yeah, there we go. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. A lot of people really losing it in the final corners there. And Aidan's Raiden will get some points as well. Only one Alpine finishing across the line. Where is he going to finish? He stays P13. There we go. So we're going to have to wait and see. It's coming very, very close here between Driver of the Day. Not long to go. It is between Illyrian and Kalki. At the moment, we are going to get these guys jumping into the comms box very, very shortly. But first of all, what a race that was. And there you go, McLaren guys going nuts, and big points for McLaren as well. They'll be very happy with that result. And there you go, there are your stats of tonight. So, race winner of Steg, fastest lap, Cameron Adams. Driver of the day, Squash Josh by the game. Most overtakes, Squash Josh. Cleanest driver, Fat Cat. Here are your classification results. Steg taking the win, Fat Cat P2, Cameron Adams finishing in P3, getting onto those inters and getting the fastest lap there. Keefe in P4, Kalki, then Lyrian, then Squash Josh, Jono, and JF7, and Daniel Avocado in top 10. Daniel Avocado, good finish from him. Then we've got Dante, Def, Aiden's Raiden, Dido, and Shifty Wizard all scoring points. Unfortunately, Yusuf, One Truth, Danger, all out of this race. So there you go. There is your classifications. And it looks like we are going to have Kalki as driver of the day. So I'm just going to get these guys in for a quick chat. And there we go. Job done. And not a bad race, actually, was it? Especially compared to the conditions that we saw.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good race there in the end. Obviously, the lot of drama, but yeah, the guys did a great job in the wet, and yeah, we've seen some good clean racing, and yeah, some great drives by numerous drivers.
Yeah, indeed it was, and we'll just wait for these guys to jump in. But first of all, before we do that, give me a summary. What you thought of the race altogether?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I thought it was very, very testing conditions for the drivers, going from dry, going to wet. They had to adjust. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to hear from them what their thoughts are. Yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, we've seen why these guys are the Division 1 drivers going through that adversity.
Yeah, definitely. And we obviously will get Kalki in here as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But no, a very interesting night at Mexico in those wet conditions. We've got P1, P2, P3. So, we've got P1, P3 in, and we've got Driver of the Day in. So I'm just waiting for Steg. I'm going to see if we're going to get Steg in or Jackal. If not, Jackal will probably be coming in. Let's have a look. Just going to find out. All right. Well, first of all, we'll start with Driver of the Day, which we will get. Wrong one. We will get Kalki in, Nishka, and I'll let you take it away. So over to you for Driver of the Day of Kalki.
Yeah. So Kalki, talk us through it, mate. How did you make your way through the grid, and how'd you find the conditions out there, mate? It looked very tough.
Yep. I blame my teammate for running up instantly. I couldn't get my fuel in, so I was like +5 over. Thank you, Keefe. Barely got the inters on, which turned out to be more important than fuel because the inters were just able to go the whole race. But yeah, just let them do their thing. Wait for the wets to die out, and yeah, let the inters cook.
Yeah, it looked like he's had a bit of a team strategy going on there as well. I've seen it at different points when you were trying to get past Lyrian there. You sort of swapped over, kind of giving each other a go to get past. Was that sort of the play there?
Yeah, we just were worried about Josh and Jono behind pitting because Illyrian had very low wings, so he did well in the middle sector, and obviously those low wings helped him out on the straights. But yeah, once he got that 3, we kind of knew, yeah, we'll be able to just uh, be able to get P4 and 5 in the end.
Nice. You kick drivers. He's done a really good job today, mate. And yeah, I'll pass you over to SJ.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kalki, what a race. Obviously came into that race, obviously with the red flag, it was dry, and then obviously wet. It does spice things up, and you probably think, oh crap, we're racing in these conditions. But pretty clean race between you and your teammate. You just literally stayed with each other all the way through, and you knew that Illyrian had that penalty, and yeah, it was pretty good night for you. You've got to be impressed with that, and some consecutive impressive points, and sometimes you've just got to finish the race, and to get points, that's the main goal. And sometimes, isn't it? Instead of just winning races all the time.
Yeah, just sometimes like that. Obviously, having a good teammate like EP, definitely helps. Just want to thank Will for drafting us both very close together as well, allowing that good lineup. Sacrificed other picks potentially that he could have got really good drivers and others, but we thank him for giving us that chance in Div 1. Not having too much luck in Div 1 myself so far, but good to see it's finally paying off.
It's early days, mate. You've got to say that's a great result for the team and for yourself. And you finished the race. Some obviously didn't. Some decided to retire and call it, even though anything could change. We saw that Cameron Adams decided to make a massive opportunity there. He pitted, even though he did claim the penalties, but that could have changed if no one had penalties behind him. So things can change very quickly. Baku next, and obviously you know that the history it's had with Rush is not the best, but there was a big improvement to last season. How you feeling around Baku?
Oh, I love Baku. Baku's my favorite track. Like, it's just such an amazing track to drive. I'm expecting good things. Obviously, last time I raced it was like 2 seasons ago, and that went really well. So hopefully, I can replicate that. Yeah, it's just a great track to drive.
Preference of quali in Baku, I'm going to say to you before we let you go. Preference. What would you want? Would you want short, or would you want a 3-session full quali at Baku?
I don't know. I don't really mind. Probably full quali will help. Obviously, being able to get the best possible lap time in. But obviously, that gives Campbell or the fast drivers a chance to beat me by a second again. So, yeah, I don't know what I prefer.
Well, you did a great job tonight. You should be very, very proud, especially both of you, and also for the team. So, no, congratulations on Drive of the Day, and congratulations where you finished tonight as well. Top job.
Thank you.
Okay, Nishka, we'll go over to P3 that we thought was a gamble in the end. He's actually in the right car, so he can select the right car. It's Campbell Adams.
Yeah, okay. Well, we thought looked like you were struggling a little bit in the for a bit of pace, even in the dry. Were you sort of feeling that as well? It wasn't kind of the typical Campbell Adams performance that we normally see.
Yeah. Inters was absolute dog. I wanted to. Yeah, I better not say what I wanted to do, but yeah, dries. I was quick. It was just you can't pass. So decided to tire save the whole first stint in the first part of the race. Jono started pitting, and then I was on like 45%, so I was chilling, and then obviously the red flag came out, so that was for nothing. And then the wet conditions was not ideal for me. Fat Cat and Vojtech were just way too quick initially for me. Like, I just had nothing. I had no pace for some reason. I was dead on the straights, dead in the corners. So I'll never take an Oblivion setup again. So yeah, just not an ideal race for me.
Yeah, it definitely seemed that way that you were struggling on those inters to start with. And then you stressed us out a little bit late there. We were wondering when you pitted whether that was going to cost you, but then that pace you had in the last 2 laps, taking the fast lap, that getting that extra point, it's really handy for the team.
Yeah, well, once I pitted, I had realized I'd made a mistake, and realized that they were way too close. And I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm pulling 6 seconds. But luckily, they started battling, which was, yeah, quite fortunate for me because that was really stupid for me to pit. But I guess I got fastest lap, so still the fastest driver. No, I'm kidding, but nah, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, great drive today, mate. And yeah, congratulations on the P3, and I'll pass you over to SJ.
Thanks.
Yeah, Campbell, thanks for selecting the right car on the second time. Appreciate that. But no, a very interesting night. Obviously, quali was pretty good for yourself. Obviously, you took pole position there. It was a pretty good quali, and it didn't look like the guys left enough time behind you to try and get close to that time. So, no, well done. But the race, like Nishka said, didn't seem comfortable. You didn't seem comfortable at all. You seemed like we were 3.5, it was 2.5 seconds like midway through, and we're just trying to work out, were you just easing into that gap when you knew that Fat Cat had that penalty, or were you actually struggling to just keep up with the guys in front?
Oh yeah, no, I was just dog. I had no pace. I was nowhere. I thought initially it was just it'd just be like I'd have to get into it, but I got into it eventually, but I was just still slower. Like overall I was probably a tenth or two slower a lap compared to the two. And it just seemed like they just always had more ERS. So I just had nothing. Yeah, they were just way quicker than me. That's just it.
Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately, sometimes. And you are human. People will sometimes think you are a robot and probably the next Terminator, but unfortunately, that's not the case. And early on in the race, we did see that Jono decided to go on the wets, and some of these guys decided to go onto the inters. Like, what was the go at the first? Because it did seem quite wet out there, and it took a little bit of time for a dry line to appear before the inters already came into it. And as you could see, most of the guys obviously dropped off to those wets onto the inters. So at the beginning of the race, what was the strategy, do you think, for tyres?
Yeah, well, Jono had a proper Ferrari strategy, that's for sure. Going wet, but I think he said that he was focused so much on the setup that he didn't even think about inters. So I get that. But yeah, obviously it was just inters like Fat Cat and Voltech did. It was just inters from get go to the end. So I just made the stop to try and get fastest lap, so I didn't look like I was nowhere, but I was still nowhere. So no, it was a very boring race. I enjoyed it.
Boring, but enjoyed it. Well, I get good points for Visa. Obviously P3 and P10. Obviously your teammate finished in P10. You got Baku next week. What's your preference? Short or full quali?
Is it Baku? No.
Yep, it's Baku next week.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mind. It's, whatever. Probably full quality just because it's a bit more fun. But I'm not a big fan of Baku, so hopefully that gets overturned again, just like Miami.
One more question before I let you go. A lot of things have been a lot of things have been going on at the moment. What's your thoughts of 4 teams leading the overalls in the space of 4 weeks?
It just proves how close the battle is. I mean, I think the top 8 is separated by under 100 points or something like that. I saw. So, I mean, that's pretty ridiculous considering it's across 5 tiers. So, yeah, that's mental.
6, Campbell.
Oh, 6. Never mind. So yeah, that just proves how crazy it is. 6 divs and then less than 100 points. So, no, fair enough.
Nicely done. And one more thing for you. Are you looking forward to seeing City absolutely annihilate your team?
Oh mate, I can't wait. We don't even have we've lost Eze. We're about to put 80 million for this player I've never heard of. So what else could go wrong?
That's fine.
I can't wait for it.
I'm sure I'll have you in my DMs when Eze gets announced all over social media. Anyway, mate,
He'll
congratulations.
get it. Yep. Thanks, mate.
Take care. Back to you, Nishka, and over to Fat Cat.
Fat Cat, mate. Yeah, unfortunate about the 3-second penalty there, mate. Drove a great race out in front. Yeah, talk us through it, mate. What was your thoughts through the race and your thoughts of the wet after the dry?
Honestly, I'm not worried about the penalty. I got 6 warnings on 1 cut, so that's getting removed. Then from dry to wet, it was probably the best dream come true. I missed my setup and nearly used an Austria reverse one, so just happy that everything happened the way it did.
Yeah, right. I've seen a few things about people saying getting not even a warning and then getting a 3 seconds. So yeah, if that does get removed, that's huge for you, mate. And yeah, from start to finish, you looked like you were really dominant, man. Had a lot of pace, and yeah, hopefully you can continue that into next week. How do you feel about Baku?
It'll be interesting. The Baku is a interesting one for me, so we'll have to see what everyone else is doing, and then we'll go off then.
Yeah, well, that was awesome drive today, mate. And yeah, I'll hand you over to SJ.
Good evening, Fat Cat. Another strong performance. Yeah, obviously you did get that penalty, and obviously that'll be looked at. Obviously, I'm sure you'll report that. How did you find the strategy? How did you find the track? Everything for you?
Well, initial race for saving on the mediums, it was fine. Just lucky to get the lead after turn 1. Inter's race, it was just Inter's the whole way, push the whole race, and hope on low wings.
Yeah, and it looked like Steg just kept you in his grasp for a period of time, and then when you got that 3 second, it was just trying to probably stay within that second, which obviously we'll talk to him about. But did you feel the pressure near the end with Steg right behind you?
Not really, until the last lap. The last lap was a bit of a scary one. I was hoping that he wasn't going to dive it. Thank goodness he didn't. So, yeah, we move.
Well, you've got to be happy with your performances so far. Obviously, 5 rounds in, and you're up there. You could be one, you'd be mentioning for a championship fight. How impressed are you with yourself and your performances over the space of these 5 tracks?
Honestly, this is probably the best one. I'm elated with how I've gone so far. Just a shame to get unlucky sometimes,
Yeah, it is, and we learn from it. Obviously, Baku is another track which is difficult. We just keep going to street tracks, and that's frustrating. We will get away from that. And how are you feeling around there? You feel that you can put in another top 5, top 3 performance again?
Yeah, we're hoping for that. But we'll have to see next week, hopefully. So, yeah.
And one last question. Same question I asked Campbell. Overalls, 4 teams, 4 weeks, 4 different people, 4 different teams. Is it Aston's turn?
I think it might be, but I reiterate the same as Campbell. It's wild across 6 divisions that we're all so close. So hopefully the other tiers can pull through for Aston, but I know they will. They're awesome.
Yeah, no, it's looking very, very close, and that's what we want. We want to see that competitiveness and those more than 2 teams battling it out. We want to see those 5 teams all go for it till the end of the season. It gives us a lot of enjoyment out of it as well. But no, congratulations on the P2, mate. Could be the P1. We'll obviously have to wait and see what happens with the stewarding. But yeah, no, great race, and look forward to seeing what you can do next week in Baku.
Thank you.
And last up, this man finally gets his win. Well, he actually gets his second win, I think. I'm just going to just double check on that because I don't want to get that wrong. Bear with me. Nope, it is his first win of the season. Over to you, Nishka, for Stig.
Steg, mate, that was an incredible drive and incredible finish for McLaren's today. How did you find it going once you went onto the wet there? You looked like you had really good pace, but just couldn't find a way past Fat Cat. What was sort of going through your head through that? So sort of like last 10 laps there.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to say hello. Long time no see. So, yeah, I was a bit frustrated. Like, I noticed it like since lap 3 that I'm slightly on, or not slightly, but around like 5 clicks on both wings, higher than the Fat Cat guy. And I already realized that it's gonna be tough to get past him or get even close to him, because on the straight I just couldn't get close, and in the middle sector, or every single time I tried to get closer, dirty air came up and like it really unbalanced the car, especially in the assist. So I tried all the time like to save the ERS, push a little bit to force him to make some mistake. He did a great job overall. He managed to like stick the P1.
Yeah, it
On
did, it
track.
did look like that. Yeah, it looked like that way to us as well in the comms box. This Fat Cat's down that straight. He looked like he just had enough to keep everyone at bay, and then hold off through the other sectors, keep it together, and with the dirty air, obviously made it too hard for you guys to get close enough to get a move done.
Yeah.
On to Baku next week. How do you feel about Baku?
Yeah, like I'm not the biggest fan of Baku, but I don't mind doing it. Like it's gonna be interesting because I think there is such a big issue with tires, with the difference on tire wear between front and rear. So it may cause some chaos. So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be spicy. Yeah, but
Spicy is
I'm
what we
looking
like
forward
to
to
hear.
it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it too. Spicy is what we like to hear. That makes for good viewing.
Yeah.
What do you have a preference on short quali or full quali?
I think Campbell mentioned it. I would prefer probably full quali because it's like more fun instead of like just doing 3 or 4 runs in a short quali. But otherwise, I don't really mind. But I voted for full quali.
Awesome. That's some good insight there. So yeah, thanks for joining us there, Steg, and congratulations on the win. And we'll see what happens after the race. But I'll pass you over to SJ. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
Steg, obviously the season that you've had has been a little bit up and down, mate. Obviously, a few incidents, a few results, just missing out. Obviously, this one's got to be a big one for you. If you manage to keep this, due to obviously Fat Cat pending investigation with his 3 seconds. McLaren have not had the best of weeks for the last few weeks. Obviously, overall's now into P8, and you were leading with it before. This has got to be big points for yourself and a morale boost and a motivation boost for you going into Baku next week.
Yeah. I think like I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. Like I don't feel I have done anything wrong in the races before. There was just pure luck, more like unluck for me and luck for others. But yeah.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. What a great night for you. And yeah, are you feeling positive for the guys, for the whole McLaren team for the rest of the week at Mexico? Is the morale high?
Yeah, like I'm massively happy for Lirian because he made a great result, and to be fair, I think he deserves it to be a driver of the day because he like managed the wet race like perfectly. Yeah, I'm so happy for him. Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's good to have that partnership with your teammate as well. And no, fantastic drive. Well done. Congratulations on the win. And look forward to seeing what you can do next week in Baku.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right. Well, there we go. Nishka, that is job done. Very interesting race. Wet conditions. A pretty clean race for some, and some big points for some. And some, unfortunately, not big points. But no, a really good night. And looking forward to seeing what we can see for the rest of the week with Division 4 and Division 2 tomorrow night, Ishka.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed tonight, SJ. Thanks, mate. And yeah, I'm excited for a big week of racing.
Yeah, I think
if anything is to go by tonight, should be in for some good action.
Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting, depending on obviously the conditions. What it's going to give us, we'll have to wait and see. Thank you very much to everyone that tuned in. As always, Emma Duff, Lorenzo 27, Jackson Marshall, Drifts. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all the followers. Big up to all of our sponsors as well. AI369, SimLab, Pagnian, and also affiliate SRC. Please click the new link. Remember, it is a new link for SRC, so please click that if you are feeling that you need setups for next week at Baku, or you're still needing setups for Mexico, then get amongst it and get on board. Tomorrow night, we are going to be joined in the comments box by Rekus for Division 4, and you will be joined by myself and MCL in Division 2. We're still waiting for that last commentator for Division 4, so hopefully we can get that up and running for Rekus. Until then, I hope you've had a great night, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. Advantage McLaren at the moment, but is it Stegs or is it Fat Cat? What will the stewards decide? We'll find out next week. Good night.